Okay, evening. We are back live. Hello. Where did my chat window go? There we are. So, we have some experiments to check. First of all, this actually works perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with our sweeps at all. Takes, 3 billion steps or whatever to get off the ground, but it's fine. Now, there is something wrong with our sweeping function, because I just had a separate set of experiments right here in which I can replicate this experiment that had really good hyperparams, but for whatever reason, couldn't find them during a sweep. So this is solving mazes. It's really, really good maze solving agent, probably soda maze solving agent. And I just want to figure out why it is that the sweep did not find these parameters. No? Start up here. 16Ms, yeah, this is fine. 5e7 to 1e10. BPT horizon of 64. Mini batch as low as 8192. Okay, a learning rate 0007. Entropy is reasonable. Gamma lambda are fine. Vtrace row clip and vtrace C clip. The clip coef. Range. Coef is fine. So, I mean, all of these things look reasonable, but then it still doesn't find these params in a big sweep. Let me try very quickly. I just want to see how much worse it gets. 16384. The reason I want to rerun this is because it is possible that there's some quirk where it's just very difficult for it to sweep over this type of parameter, like this log space parameter, due to how the sampling math works. So it could be that it just can't find the small mini batches. We shall see. Oh yeah, so far that is not really learning. See. Meanwhile, though, our 200 run example, the one that didn't work super well. I mean, this actually does find like a few runs at 8192. It's most likely evals or something weird, right? What? Oh no, this is a different one, right? Yeah, this is different. This one. No, not this one. This one. So I suspect that this is going to come down to differences, minor differences made with this sweep setup. So this does not reset. We do not reset, and then we do 32 updates. That's how this one goes. Now, notably, actually, this is doing pretty darn well. So, like, that's I didn't expect that. Hang on. Okay, like it's not anywhere near as good as this. But like this is still better than what we found in the other sweep. So it's not just mini batch size. It's not just mini batch size as a parameter. It's causing problems. I don't know why I have these on. Okay, so we don't reset, and then we do 32 updates of eval. That's like totally fine. Edit down sample. Is there like a little spike at the end or something weird that like messes with it? See anything? Sort of compare the terminal's behavior. One of the things that matters is how the sweep finishes. So like this is the bad one. Can we get this like small uptick maybe at the end? Yeah, it looks like there's, well, it's not always an uptick. Okay, but then like with this one, these things have the same thing. Kind of have the same like tick. It's a little bit more flat. Oh, there's still like a change. They're both like solid. So rel time, closer. I mean, what causes that, right? Suggestions per Pareto, random samples. They're all the same as they were. Search center on. Yeah, I have this already. Okay, so like there are very, very few things then that this could be. Could actually be different here. Not a lot changed. I'm going to try it with the env API. Env API did change. Did. Huh. Let's suspect the yeah, let's suspect that the sampling at the end wrong first. Like, isn't there this downsample alt? Okay, so like, oh no, this has the last. Yeah, so this actually has last. The only thing that this could be is the 10 samples. 10 samples versus 5, right? Can't think of anything else. SSH in and try it. Now, didn't I do that in this sweep, though? I thought that I tried that. Make sure I didn't already do that. 200 runs. Do like this. Okay, we change distribution. Oh, well, we capped it at 2E8. That was probably pretty stupid. Could it literally just be the time steps? Like if we capped at 2E8? Like it just did too many short runs? I mean, that's kind of jank if so, but... When I did grid here, 5E7 to 6E8. I mean, that's naturally going to make it more aggressive at the start, maybe. I'm going to try both of those changes. We'll see if that that recovers it or not. This is Spencer's container. My bad. Okay, so this is the grid. This is 3.0 pre-4, so which is going to be the one that we're on. Ocean. Hello, Kirthi. Welcome. Wait, hang on. This says 5e7 to 6e8. That doesn't track, does it? 5e7 to 6e8. I thought I just looked at a commit. Yeah, this is from the 5th. No, from the 31st. Config ocean Pac-Man. Okay, this is in Pac-Man. We don't care about that. So, like, has this actually just been fine? 5e7, 6e8? Well, then the only thing that this could possibly be is... this going from 10 to 5, right? Maybe it needs 10 samples. I don't frickin' know. We're not going to have to run it for super long to find out. What Linux do you use? This is Ubuntu. Pretty vanilla Ubuntu as well. I've used very many things over the years, but this is now what I use. At this point, the killer app for Linux that would get me to switch distros or whatever are drivers that consistently work. That's all I want. Drivers that actually consistently work. What are you building? Puffer.ai for demos, my friend. Ultra high performance reinforcement learning. We have tiny neural networks that are training on like hundreds or thousands of years worth of games and are solving all sorts of problems like in seconds. You can watch a bunch of neural nets playing games in your browser here. Not just games, but we use a lot of games because they're great for testing. So, I mean, we know from these things now, we've got Neural MMO 3. Actually, I do not remember the last Neural MMO 3 curve that I ran. I should probably look at that real quick. That's cool, thank you. I think so as well. Okay, so you could have this guy here. Currently tracking a little different actually from any of the other curves. I don't mind leaving this on overnight, just running. See what it does. The thing is, we are totally at a point where we should just be able to do like a 5 bill run. But for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to work super well. Like, what is this? I wonder if there's an initial condition problem. Like, hang on. If I just go look at these ones, this was the good one, right? I mean, there's like a first run here. What was the first run? Take a few pages of scrolling. But like, I wonder if the first run just was way better in this one for whatever reason. No, they look the same, right? Let go. Da-da-da, up to 0.2, down a little bit. Yeah, very similar perf. Not a first run issue. If I go like 8 of these, one of these actually does pretty well. And if I do like 2 pages of these, by 16 runs, no, it's actually still not like amazing. Okay, so you start to get runs like when you get like 20 runs deep, you start actually like getting some stuff that's not terrible. But it's not great. It's really not great either. So I wonder if it is literally just like the 10 samples versus 5 thing. Bit irritating if so. I definitely should have been more careful with not breaking this benchmark because this one is so good. Like, can we just take a moment here to appreciate this model? I forgot I didn't do that. Well, pull it at some point. Models. I'm trying to think what a good plan is here. I think Neural MMO3 is going to be a good target N for testing DDP because it's got a really long train curve that we know how to that we should be able to match. So like we'll run this tonight and then tomorrow when we get the machines we'll try DDP. That would be ideal. I guess I could go check in on Spencer and how he's doing with drones. I mean not drones, Terraform. PR to potential fix. Let me go take a quick look, Plasma. Oh, did Hadrian reply? Okay, so this guy's actually making more M's as well. That's great. So yeah, you kind of committed different stuff in there, my guy. That's fine. It's just Boyd's things. You should probably take a look at the new like go take a look at the code for the convert environment for Boyd's, by the way. Like I figured that when I was doing that end, like that would also help you out a bit. What on earth? That I just had a hummingbird do the most bizarre aerial acrobatics display I've ever seen. Heh. Okay. Cool things about having a bunch of wildlife outside the window. But yeah, Plasma, just check out the convert environment. When I was writing it, I figured it would be a good reference for you as well. Like I knew you were already doing Boyd's, but you're having like a tough time getting stuff to train, so I figured that would be a good reference M. And we're all for reference, by the way, like we're gonna be doing a lot more swarming type M's soon. So that type of stuff is actually quite useful. Fix the voids. Wait. Yo, how's this make any sense, man? Autotype is a function. You passed a function pointer, but that's not the type. This doesn't get called, right? Type can take a function. Oh. I did not know that. Cool. But it's still redundant, right? Float is also a function. Yeah, but that's because Python's a stupid language, right? Well, this has this check in here, right? So it would just be autotype, wouldn't it? Does this fully fix it? I'm trying to think. Well, I'll merge this for now, so thank you. I might make some changes to it. To 3.0? Yes, thank you. Any reason not to? Thank you for that. Okay, so this is definitely not the same here, because I just had 16 runs, and I didn't get a single good run. Whereas, like, over here, this is like 16 runs, and I'm already getting, like, this. You can see it's dramatically different. So what is possibly different here? You got to be a little careful with that, like, so that the way you convert is not rounding floats to ints. You could very easily cause a lot of problems with that. If you like are rounding float parameters to int parameters by mistake. I have no idea, man. Why do you think I would know, like, dumb Python details? Does this work? No, look at that. Okay, but like if you do int first in the loop. Oh, cuz it's wait. Oh, that's terrible. You can't possibly tell me this is good language design, right? So int of 2.3 is error, int of 2 is a string is 2, int of 2.3 is what the hell? I don't even want to use that because I didn't even know Python does that. That's freaking terrible. What a shit language. Like, the thing is, the reason that Python is not always a bad language relies on you not doing that. Don't do that. That's horrifying. Can do is we can rewrite the entire thing in C, including PyTorch. Could it be the number of maps? Could there actually be that big of a difference just in the number of maps? I mean, there's no point in not just, like, checking, right? Because, like, it's clearly not working as is. I mean, we'll just check one last thing before I kill this and rerun, but, like, yeah, this is not like, this is not close to comparable. Okay. Like, this is the only other thing I could think. Different number of maps. That'd be so weird, though, if, like, you actually needed that many thousand maps to scale. Alright, that'd be, like, a wonky. I mean, you did num_ems as 4096, and then, like, config default was 2, right? 2. So, this should end up with 8192 total ems. And I'm not stupid, right? I didn't have, like, a different number and just not see it. No, because this repros, right? So, like, this repros, and that repros with 8 ems, 41. So then it can't even be the num maps. Because I reproed with 4096. So this sweep that I just started is worthless. What the heck else would it be? Is it like some difference in sweep? Hang on. Can I like get compare commits? Oh, I should just make a PR, I guess, right? I don't need all these example differences. I mean, there's some sweep differences, technically. Like, hang on. I see this VF clip coef difference. So, like, maybe if I look down here and it's all shitty VF clip. I mean, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs with bad VF clip, right? It should still work with that. Only a quarter of the runs that have dumb VF clip. Bunch of ini file changes. Can I find like a sweep.py maybe? Or demo.py? input equals, that's fine, that's just Pareto. Expansion rate. Didn't have min score and max score before, right? Expansion rate. Breakpoint. Yeah, this is exactly the same. There's literally zero difference. Okay, so like, there's demo.py, which is PufferLib.py. This changed a whole bunch. But I don't know if it changed in any way that matters. I mean, we're running out of possible things that could break it, so presumably it could be something in here. The 5 and 10 here is the main big difference. I mean, could it have been an end binding screw up potentially? That would be really bizarre, right? It actually can't even be an end binding screw up. You know why? Because the hypers still work. It's gotta be a sweep screw up somehow, right? Could it be a logging change mess up somehow? Like maybe the way that in which we're logging is producing less stable estimates or some bullshit? Would be like really... That'd be sus. There really isn't a, any sort of change to the way that logger is implemented, right? Not that I can see. Not this either. Was it really not that? Because I'm like out of things that it could be. You return logs. I thought that this, like, we had this greater than 20% thing, didn't we? Like, this was already in there? Pretty sure. And da-da-da. Yeah, so this is literally already there. You removed logger.log because now it just happens. Tricky puzzle. Let me just go check the default.ini. Like, there were changes in here. Really? Just a clip co-op change? I guess I could try this. Like, it's technically possible this breaks it. I give it like a 1 in 20 at best. This is the culprit. I'd be very, very surprised. Like, I'd be so surprised. I mean, I literally have these two side by sided. And I know it's not in the end. Am I just, like, trolling on the sweep thing and not seeing it? Identical. Input equals hypers. Input equals self-suggestion. Is this even in, like, the same spot, though? Yeah, no, this is in the random sampler, dude. 260. Nobody cares about that. I mean, that's not even anything. Well, like, there's this max and min, but we already just didn't have these, right? No changes. Is the expansion rate exactly the same? Yes, it is. That is weird, man. That is weird. Oh, there was an EPS deleted, but I don't think... I think the EPS was deleted because there is no use for an EPS, right? Yeah, the EPS was deleted because it's not being used. Yeah, so literally nothing changes there. And this is identical. I'm trying to think what I could have possibly broken. It was very odd. Like, all the things that I can think of that I might have messed with, I already checked and I didn't mess with them. I know it's a pure sweeps problem as well. I mean, I think we gotta go into, like, paranoid mode here. We go into super paranoid mode. This could be it. I think it's literally just like changing a mean param. It'd be weird because, like, the mean value was reasonable, I believe. That'd be so weird. I guess stranger things have happened. Let's look for other possibilities. Meantime. Oh, you know what? Kill this. We'll go to, yeah, there we go. We'll be fully freaking paranoid. You know? We'll be fully paranoid. Okay, so if that doesn't match, then there's some demons inhabiting this code base. I have to get out the holy water and the... I don't know what else demons don't like. Ion cannons. We'll get some of those out. Those are all the thoughts I have. This does not work. Yeah, I don't know. Sweep seems identical. Oh, it would have to be some like logging quirk change. Well, I guess technically, hang on. If I screwed with the way that logging happens, but like there's no change to grid.py. I guess technically it could be a log change, but like I don't think I did anything weird with that. I really don't. It would make more sense as like a mean M's bullshit thing. I still don't see how this would change it though. Like this would almost be just as weird if it were this. I mean, that's slightly different, but not statistically different, I'd imagine, right? What did I change the means to? Didn't I change it to something that like shouldn't matter at all? Like I changed the default innies instead of having 8 M's, what is it? No, 8 M's mean 2, mean of 2 M's that have 4096 each. I changed it to a mean of 8 M's that have 1024 each. So like I guess technically it's technically different. The mean point is the same though, and all the good runs are also in both of these. That would be so weird, man. So weird, man. Is it actually this? I mean, that's like meaningfully different already. We're gonna actually let this run for a bit, and then we're gonna back check everything. And back check everything. If I just look at like num m's or whatever the hell here. It's all on 2, right? And then like if I go here, eight and then 4. It could just be too many wasted runs, you know? Well, like they're mostly clustered at 8. I don't know how that happens. Like the type of bug that would have to exist for this to be a thing is very bizarre. That's like super weird, right? Especially because, like, I know that you can run the exact same params with the other config and it works. Like, I would suspect, like, an environment bug or something, but no. I mean, if this is actually a fix, it's something related to the way these distributions get sampled, I guess. Like, I got 5 runs on here versus over here, whoops. If I go 7 runs, got 4 runs on it. It could just be like a stickiness thing, you know? Like having the lower range is just sticky to 8. I mean, this is kind of what I get for not having random seeds. I mean, like, not having, I should clarify that. So, like, normally you seed hyperparam sweeps by doing like a few just uniform random samples. But the problem with that is uniform random sampling just sucks for hyperparam sweeps. So we just don't do it. It like can help with stuff like this, but even then technically that's not even guaranteed. Yeah, like we've got some decent runs. I mean, I could just be looking at noise still, to be fair. But like it went from, let me make sure I did this correctly. This away. Okay, so max got changed from 8 to 16, and then mean went from 2 to 8, and it broke. That was the only other real change I made here, wasn't it? That and returning the number of M's, like envnum M's, to 4096. I mean, I guess those are substantially different ranges, right? Like on one of these, you have one vec-env, like one env is gonna be 1024 agents. And the other one is gonna be 4096 agents, and then the top end is gonna be 32k versus 16k. So even though the means are the same, it does change the sampling process a bit. Because like, okay, if you have, like, let's say you have your mean of 2, and then you sample a 1, you still have 4096 agents, right? And if you sample, like, a 4, then you have 16k agents. Whereas with 16, an 8 mean, like, you could sample 2 and you only have 2k agents. I guess also, like, when you have a mean of 2, you're towards the bottom end of the distribution. So like you're more likely to sample upwards, I guess. Whereas in the other one here, you're likely to sample downwards. I mean, this is such a subtle change, though. Like, this should not be breaking things. And I mean, we don't even really necessarily know that it does for sure, either. Like, for all I know, this could still be broken. But, like, if I go look at, like, how much better is this sweep here? This is, like, 16 experiments. You start to get some. But, like, it takes a little while, right? Like, if I just turn off some of these, like, Okay, so this is now... So this is the last page of results. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8. So we had one of these get, like, decent. And then we have, like, mostly lower. You got your breakout run. 5 runs in. But there's RNG to that. Okay, so, like, getting a 0.4. I still think that this is good because... This one. Like, this 0.4 here. Okay, here I have 20 runs and I never get a 0.4. And actually, I have only 1 over 0.2. Yeah, so, like, pretty high confidence, I would say that this is materially different. Bizarre. Oh, now I kind of have to run, like, multiple of these annoyingly long sweeps, huh? Fine, that'll be the goal for tonight, and we'll be able to figure this out. You know, Breakout didn't do as good either. Let me see the Breakout params. Be willing to bet that the optimals for Breakout were not found here. It was probably found 4096 and 4. Go verify that real quick. May as well while I'm waiting. Got like 20-second breakout somewhere here. Okay, so this is not the sub 20. Pro tip, if you advertise your UI based on speed, actually make your UI fast. Like, okay, so there's some runs in here, but like, they don't actually full solve, I don't think. They're like close, but no cigar. Then we have guy. Stop that. Got these guys. Not it. I think it was the 123 for some reason. So this is a 24-second here. Pretty sure it's the 123. Yeah, it's right here. So this sweep was where we got the sub 20. Okay, so here are the runs. And let's see if we can confirm my suspicions here. Like this run right here. Here's the commit stamp. Huh. Interestingly, this is the same commit as before. Basically. So somehow, this is how we got sub 20. This is the one. Okay. So like, you know, this is actually not doing it here. Did it just get lucky with the 0.4? I mean, I have it like virtually identical here. Like a much stronger start as well. There's still so much alpha in these hypers. Got two different diffs here. These are two different commits. I didn't add like any other defaults or anything either. It is straight up just this. This and then grid ini. And again, it repros. That's the weirdest thing. It's not like I broke some other thing and now the run doesn't repro. It repros perfectly, but the sweep doesn't find it. And it's not like broken sweeps either. It actually will sweep and like find decent enough runs, but they don't look the same, do they? Maybe it is a log frequency bullshit thing. Let me see. So like, okay, here's maze full. And then here is for my grid. Okay, these are how different these sweeps look, right? They're pretty chaotic. But so are these. I mean, we notice the difference in length. 100 mil. Yeah, see, this has way more long runs. Seven, and then this gets to 1 almost. Like, this still has some dumb runs. I kind of want to see. Apparently, this is two separate sweeps. Okay, so this is the cost. Again, we have to like do this shenanigans. 173. Yeah, so this like never ran anything expensive at all. Like at all, never ran anything expensive. And then this thing here. Yeah, this ran some more expensive stuff. Major difference. Why does it look like time steps caps at 300 mil? It doesn't, right? It says 6E8 right there. It never uses it though. See, this one goes to 6E8. I've also got these two score curves. Again, if I like fix this, I mean, well, it's very different. This is getting 0.9 like really soon even, right? It's like in the first hour and a half of sweeps. This is 12 p.m. to 10 a.m. Wait, 12. Yeah, so they both take 10 hours. Kind of weird with how some of those runs are like way shorter. I think mess something up. Yeah, see, this doesn't work still. Hang on, is this quite different? How many of these are we running? 8. Wait, we start at 8, and then from to 8:10, or rather, let's go to 8:20. We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 16 runs by 8:20 p.m. That actually looks reasonable. Runs by 8:20 p.m. So we go 20 minutes ahead is going to be like here. 16. Yeah, no, these are reasonable. There's not like some jank timing difference. You'd kind of expect there to be, but there isn't. So weird if it was logging stuff, because like the curves are fine, right? Yeah, like you reproduce the smooth curves as well. This downsample's the same. We didn't change it. It's just 5 versus 10, which we already checked. Volt. Too many. No, that's nothing. It can't be an error with the end because they're run repros. But I don't see a difference with the hypers. Search. I already matched the spaces exactly. Could it literally be RNG? I don't think so, right? I mean, like, technically, though, right? Could it be? Nah, man, this is like, it's too big of a difference to just be RNG. We have time steps. It's running stuff for longer. Probably because of this. But, like, it is running stuff for a little longer. It should be doing that. I'm trying to think what's the likelihood that I have a screw up versus what is the likelihood that it's just very fiddly. I bet. The GPUs should be here tomorrow. Got slightly delayed. The problem is the sweep results, they're still working, but they're not matching the previous sweep results. So I'm trying to see if I changed anything in sweep defaults. And I changed a few very minor things, but it doesn't seem to make a huge difference. So I'm trying to figure out what are the odds that like the sweeps are just kind of fiddly. And like, you know, maybe sometimes it takes 200 runs, sometimes it takes 400 runs. Versus, like, did I actually break something? The thing is that before, no, there has to be a difference because like this is like dramatically better. Like this thing doesn't work now. This thing here, this has got to be like 50 runs that it takes to get this score. So like the sampling is somehow dramatically different. And mind you, like it is solving before it gets to some ridiculous number of steps. First and second, so this is the good one. And this is the bad one. So the y-axis on this one goes to 0.7. You have score. I mean, the point is this one. This is a 178 run sweep. Look, you can see that within 50 or so experiments, it's like 0.9, 0.8, whatever. And this one here, it gets up like, first of all, has a bigger cluster at the bottom that just suck. And then it doesn't really get above this 0.7 mark. Well, these aren't curves. Each one of these points is a curve. Yeah, I know the cost is off. But why? Meta curve. Yeah. The curve. Cost is the number of seconds the experiment takes to run. Run creation time. Oh, this thing, yeah, like this is just me seeing how it uses more compute over the course of a run. If you want like the Pareto front, which technically it's 2 sets of experiments here. But like if you want the Pareto front, like this would be versus time steps here. What the hell else? Yeah, I did that, man. I've checked all of it. Both before and after. What's that gonna do? The runs reproduce. They always reproduce. In fact, here's the crazy thing, right? What? Why does my ISO not work? There we go. What's wrong with ISO? There we go. So here's the thing, Bet. I can run the optimal hypers from the old sweep, and the curve reproduces. So those hypers are good. The hyperparams are not broken. Thanks, Plasma. How would the curve reproduce, but not the sweep? Like, I'm pretty damn sure we haven't messed with the sweep. Like, I looked at this diff. Okay, and like, so first of all, this is for random search. Like, this doesn't frickin' matter. We didn't mess with hypers up here, right? This is just added here from hard coding. Did I mess with it and PufferLib.sweep method with args of sweep. I mean, this doesn't even pass. Doesn't pass anything. They shouldn't be affected this much, man. Can't just be bad seed. But it can't look like these just get set to max. Yeah, 1.25. Look, so this is this versus 1 plus expansion rate. Expansion rate is 0.25. On the before sweep. I guess I can. It's like obnoxious, but fine. Doing anything anyways. I don't know, there might be a max puffer limit. You never know, man. Just kidding, we're never out of puffers. Unlimited puffers. $100K puffs. This crash? I mean, try this. How wonky would it be if it were a binding change? Well, so something's interesting here. Like, according to this, that branch doesn't even run. I mean, presumably, though, that is like... Yeah. Like, this probably just didn't have a close function here. Or technically it does. But it probably just didn't do anything before, right? Like, I think it was just like this. I think what probably happened is, like, close. Like, I think I just had this shit commented. Okay, how the hell is this still a thing where this is, like, complaining? Oh, you know what this was? Okay, I remember. It's probably not copying it. This is before I fixed the copying. I'll double check and see. No, it's fine. Alright, that's it. I mean, I could go try to fix the seg fault. I don't think it's related. So grid doesn't like it when you close it. I didn't notice it before because we weren't calling close. But, like, that problem was in... It was in the old version. Why is it so bright all of a sudden here? Let's see. There. Better. Maybe a little more. See, like, this doesn't look amazing either. If we give it more runs, it should repro, right? If it doesn't, then I don't know what to think. If it doesn't, then I'm just gonna have to fiddle with it and launch a bunch of different weird sweeps. I mean, there's probably like some conclusions we can make already, right? Because like, don't we have like this spreadsheet, hyperparams. Have here. Like we got 0.993 epsilon. Learning rate. Rad norm. They're pretty varied hypers, to be honest with you. I mean, the enduro clip is kind of awkward. Can't really tighten the ranges up. Like, I'm looking for, like, hyperparam ranges to tighten up or something, but, like, it doesn't look like I can even do that. Hmm. I mean, I could totally mess with the means a bunch, right? Like, I could push the means towards, like, stuff that's closer to the defaults. And, like, just hope that fixes it. Maybe I should look at the means. Maybe that's better. Like, the means get used for first sample. The Horizon 64. And this got swept as well, right? The BPT Horizon. Not this. According to this, let's see, we ran with this on auto, sweeping it. Did this show dirty? Yeah, so this is a good run here. For some reason it doesn't show the diff. Okay, so this actually tells me then there could have been slight changes. So maybe I gotta go up a couple commits. This is 7F. May 14th. B1. Right, so this is his 23rd. No, wait, this is 19. And 19. I was wrong on both of these. 19. Happens to be what the hell did I do? It's not this one, right? Yeah, this is the shit one. This one. The 19th. P1D. P1D. Okay, so here it is. Use final EST. And that's all I did here. Was use final EST. It's just this small little fix. And we're already doing this on oh, well, this is not actually working either, now is it? Neither of these are working. Now I'm starting to wonder because the sweep result doesn't repro. The run repros, but not the sweep result. If I had to choose one of the two to repro, at least I got the better of the two. I remember this fix as well. And like, it's very weird because we can clearly see. Like, this is the 178 run. We can clearly see the max total time steps and min, they were set correctly. Whoops. So like, that's not the issue there. Okay. I have something I want to try. Got something I want to try. This. Let's see which defaults I don't like. 999. Pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Fine. Fine. Keep pushing, my dude. Super excited about your work. Godspeed. Thank you. It's almost there, man. It's just a couple last bugs and experiments and things. A lot of work. We get there, though. We get there. I mean, there's the value function clip coefficient being kind of unhinged. I mean, they're like small changes, maybe. Batch size on auto? These are the params, right? Are these the ship params? Hang on. Ah. Okay, hang on. Maybe that tells a different story. Very low learning rate. Probably because the mini batch size is small. Oh, no, it's a bigger policy. That's why the learning rate's smaller, duh. We crash? No, Neptune. Come on. We're aware of the issue. I like how we're by default. Yeah, we're aware of the issue. Our service page, it says it's perfectly good. My guy. Blah. Give me my experiments. Good monitoring thing. Well, that just about figures it. Oh, I forgot I only have it on this one. Know what they're doing. $100 slower than Wandby. Servers are overloaded or some bullshit. Yeah, it actually just straight up stopped logging as well because there's no more runs in there. That's kind of shitty. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, this is kind of an interesting question, right? Of like what I do when I'm confronted with something like this, where I've checked everything very, very precisely. I know nummem's changed, man. I've tried it both ways. And in this change, we also changed, first of all, this one's the breakout commit. And when we did this, we also changed envnumems. So we multiplied vecnumems by 4 and divided envnumems by 4. And I tried it both ways as well. I mean, I'm leaning towards just like default sweep config jank. Or like I'm thinking what we do. Take status. Not just random bad. Not necessarily that either. Okay, so I think what I'm leaning to do, we're gonna just try some YOLO shit. 925, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna try some YOLO shit. This. Yeah, it's been auto though. There is actually a correlation, that's funny. Leave these in. vary pretty wildly. That's gonna kill my neural MMO run, isn't it? Neptune. Interesting. Yeah, this is this bug. Hey Spencer. Trying to track down some like inconsistencies with sweeps. How's it going? And chat briefly about Terraform if you want. So I'm just trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with this stuff. Hey, Spencer. For some reason, the sweeps are not doing, like, they're still working, but they're not doing anywhere near as well as they were before. And I can't figure out why, because the code's, like, identical. So, I've been trying to sort that out. Maximum terraforming precision. Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. I got, like, initial distributed training running. I have to obviously, like, do some tests. So I'm getting a default, just a run of Neural MMO without that to see if we can replicate on, like, multiple cards first. If I could get distributed sweeps running, actually, technically, I mean, we should be able to do, like, this thing should be like 200 billion a day or something crazy like that. Maybe like 150 on the 4090s. So we should be able to really crank some experiments. What advantages are you not? Bet it trains like virtually like a multiple of the number of GPUs that you have faster. What specifically? The cap that wasn't there with fewer agents? You know, it's actually one thing that we probably should fix. Actually, here, you know what? Here, this is totally it, man. Um, yeah, I don't know how I screwed this up, come to think of it. For the Perlin noise, get a random number. Add like a random number. You might have to play with the range of the random number that you add, but add a random number to the offsets. There's like offset primps. Oh, you've already done that? Oh, did you already tell me that you did that? Okay, my bad. Yeah, so okay. It's totally training on all the same maps, so that's probably why. Because it's... Yeah, okay, that's major. That's major, major. Number good. Could go up. This neural MMO lately. Pretty good. Hey, Gabe. We are on stream for reference, yeah. We're good. I am trying to figure out what the hell with sweeps. It's just a bit jank, you know. Oh, this is so funny, like neural MMO and then this tiny little experiment. I mean, like technically that's a little better than before. Just like how quickly, like within 9 experiments, it's found a few runs that do this. Basically, like the sweeps are working worse than before, and I can't tell if like there looks like there's no code difference, so I can't tell if it's just fiddly because of the default sampling ranges, or if I actually broke something. But I like meticulously went through every line of the diff, and I can't find anything. Apparently, people can't hear. Hang on. You can't blame me when, for no reason whatsoever, it just decides to do that. Say something, somebody.
What's up?
Yeah, there we go.
Hello.
You guys, you can't blame me when it just switches devices randomly for no reason on me. I haven't plugged or unplugged anything. It's just dumb. Linux drivers, yeah. I don't even think it's Linux drivers. I think it's just the programs just like having shitty ways that they pick up defaults.
Do you think there's any benefit to telling an agent where the other dozers are at?
Might be.
Because the only weird situation I could see happening is like all of the agents go to the same area and try and extract dirt from the same point.
Yeah, that could totally happen.
I'll run that experiment after this sweep. I kind of just want to find like a param that works like relatively well, so I don't have to just keep on sweeping every time I make a new change.
Um, well, it kind of depends how much you change the end.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I change ops, I mean, I'm pretty sure I have to sweep again.
I'm also just a little bit suspicious of like some of the sweeps lately. If we get this working and then I go and I run breakout and pong and those still work, then like I think decent maybe. Having a few point threes.
I do know that sometimes I've been able to manually screw with params a little bit to get more optimal stuff on GPU drive before.
Which you shouldn't be able to do. It's
Like I
I
just
mean,
like tweak the reward a little bit.
the crazy thing here is that the hyperparams repro perfectly. It's the sweep that doesn't. So I have this like god set of grid parameters that repros and gets you. It's like 98% on 48 by 48 mazes. Ridiculous. Like maze AGI. But
Yeah, seriously.
it like somehow we can't get it consistent, like finding that set of params or hypers.
I've experienced something similar with GPU drive. Like I would get like a really good set of stuff, and then if I try to run a different sweep after like the most minor of tweaks, it would like really struggle to find that same one it found in a previous sweep.
Was there Pac-Man merge, Gabe?
Not yet.
Okay.
I did make some progress though, but I think there's still improvement to be made. I kind of got to like I got one model learning better than it
Mhm.
was, but I also added just like a ton of params to the model size. And I feel like
Yeah,
that's like,
you shouldn't have to train 7 billion steps on Pac-Man or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that 7 billion message. That was wild. But you got good performance though, yeah?
Yeah, I mean it looks pretty good.
Have you run a
Um
sweep?
I have not run a sweep.
Okay, because I showed you the model I got from Pac-Man, and this was the old version before you changed the mechanics. Make it like
Yes.
actually doable.
I did change the
Right? So like
mechanics.
on the old version of Pac-Man, I got 200 experiments for you. And we got I think this one didn't repro it, so this like actual perf was like I think this is like 160, 170-ish range before you made it easy. But like you can see the disparity here in all these runs.
Yeah, that's a pretty wide range.
So like the point here is if you're just like using some defaults, right? You should just run sweep.
Yeah, no, I think you could definitely do a lot better than what I got. But at least it was progress.
Yeah, so if ending observations made it better, then maybe it's, the current observations are not sufficient also.
I feel like the current observations like they might be like technically sufficient, but not ideal.
If more
Like
information
Do you
helps them
have
a lot,
relative
then
position to ghost or ghost's position?
yeah, sometimes weird stuff helps like that, like what Joseph
it's
said.
all yeah, it's all absolute.
Yeah. So like relative position to ghost,
Go speed.
relative position to dots.
It's like, oh, speed's a constant. Why do you have to do like yeah. Sometimes it helps.
No, that can't be a thing, Bat.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
That's
okay.
called its curse, dude. You're adding a bias term there. So like you already have a bias term.
Yeah,
There's
it's
just no way.
it's like rewards tuning, right?
There's
A
just
fine
no
balance.
you might have like you just might have jiggled a knob It happened to be like the thing is, you might have jiggled a knob, but there's no way that like generally you have to add in observations of
Okay, yeah.
fucking constants.
Yeah, no, generally, definitely not. I'm fairly certain
That's
that
just like
Enduro
jiggling. Like
does
you
have
could have
that.
just added a random number to there, and it can't tell the difference.
Like Enduro has it though. Just saying.
I mean, just like it's mathematically impossible
I mean,
that
maybe
means
there are
anything.
things we don't understand about neural networks, Joseph.
Maybe there are things you don't understand. No, we totally
No,
don't
not
understand.
maybe.
We totally don't understand
Definitely
things
there
about
are.
networks. We totally don't.
But I never brush my kid. I understand that. BRB.
Yeah.
Gabe, is your obs to Pac-Man the whole world?
Yes. But it's all as kind of like
Chars?
one big vector. It's not. There's no like spatial structure to the observation, which may be part of the problem, or why it's hard to learn.
Like it's just one big like linear layer of however many like I don't know, what are you doing? Like classes? Like did you one hot them or whatever?
So the the pickupable things is just one
Yeah, like Pac-Man's like 0 and like Ghost is like 2 and
You
like
could
pick
try
up
our
things like
conf
1
policy. Like
pellet is like 3.
our 11 by 11 conf policy is pretty darn good.
yeah, I feel like at this point that's worth trying out.
Pretty easy. And like there's so many code samples for it.
Yeah,
there's a
I'll
bunch
work
of
on
I
that.
mean,
samples
like
for
Puffer
conf.
can like Puffer. The thing is, like Puffer just does such crazy things. It's like, Puffer does such crazy things at this point that when like things are not learning, we start asking questions about the environment more than anything.
Yeah, and it's good to. I'm skeptical of the environment too.
Like, look at all them puffers.
I think I'm most skeptical of the observations. But if you train it for a really long time, it can still kind of do it pretty well. But you probably shouldn't have to train it that long. I don't know. I think Pac-Man might be a surprisingly challenging problem, kind of on its own. Like doable, but
The thing is, the
of the
RL's really good. Like, if this were like a year ago, sure, but like now, it's like the RL's really freaking good.
yeah, it's definitely doable.
I will say that it could be that there could be jank in the latest hyper sweep or something, because like we're having some difficulty getting it to really truly max out in a like small number of runs. But like when it does find really good hypers, it's like it's just GG.
But to answer that question about the current observations, everything that you can pick up on the map is a one hot. So it's like it's a one if there's a thing there, and it's a 0 if there is not a thing there.
Fine.
But the ghosts and the agent are handled differently. So the ghosts are the absolute position of the ghost, and then it's the absolute position of the agent. And then there's a few other random one hots in there, like if a ghost can move in a direction, that's one hotted. So like north, south, east, west. If a ghost is scared, that's a one hot.
Yeah, the abs positions are the sketchiest thing. You haven't normalized at least?
It is normalized between 0 and 1
Okay, that's
based
good.
on the map size. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, relativizing position, be good. Hey, Spencer, based on this thing here, like, we could totally do drone stuff if we wanted to out of this, right?
Yeah, 100%. We just got to make sure things don't hit each other.
All right, I'm gonna do that at some point. I gotta get this dumb release done. It's driving me nuts. There's just so many like shitty experiments and things to check.
Yeah, I'm hoping that after the latest sweep, I should have like pretty god tier GPU drive params on a fixed set of maps, and then I still got to somehow figure out why resampling is like not working. But I know it shouldn't be like an issue on a fixed set. Fixed set is going to be like for sure 100% solved. Because I got one set of maps that got to like 99.9 and like 0.002 or something like that. Like it was like good enough.
I really like this env. It's just so cool to watch.
I really like your snake too, the multi-agent snake.
Snake is really cool, yeah.
It's a lot of fun to watch that one.
I was thinking about doing a continuous version of it as well. It would just be like substantially harder to make that fast, I believe.
What do you mean by continuous here? Like,
Continuous positions. Like the positions here are continuous.
gotcha.
Like, oh man, like the merging behavior on these is so cool. Like how they like split and merge. So cool. And just like the fact that they have a turning radius. You get like all these like knots and stuff. And like occasionally half of the one color of puffers end up in one spot and half end up in another, and then they end up merging.
Almost makes me think of, well, like a school of fish, you know?
Well, this is a school of fish.
Yeah.
Do you have predators in that? Like
Nope.
I see it's school of fish, but like you should put predators in there. Cause some swarming.
It's just fish that are attempting to go to the star that matches their color, and then they change color when they get it.
Okay. I was gonna say put like a dolphin in there, and they have to avoid dolphins too.
It's like crazy. Like they end up like. Captain's suggestion to have the goals move around was a really good one. Because it like produces just these really different patterns. I gotta get the puffer model, like the 3D file. We could do this in 3D.
Nice. That would be awesome. Probably not much harder in 3D.
Make it an actual puffer tank.
Yeah.
You gave this one continuous positions, right?
Yep. Discrete actions for continuous positions.
Right. And then what was your vision like on this?
It's really it's like really
You
basic.
just do relative position of star?
They just see the relative position of each, like the closest of each color of star.
The closest of each color. Oh, okay.
So basically all they have to learn, right? They have to learn to match, like to map their color to star, and then the non-trivial part is that they have to drag that like simple one-step inference over the much longer pathing horizon. Does that make sense? Like
Part
actually,
2 I don't understand.
so like actually pathing to the goal is like a many-step process, right?
Sure.
The making the decision, like the decision of like I am X color, so I choose X goal, is a one-step decision. So it's like a kind of an interesting thing where they have to like learn this decision and then they have to follow through on it with all the pathing.
Mm.
And then the fact that this just like learns instantly with default hypers in 30 seconds. And just naturally with the turning radius and the variation, you get like these, man. Like you even get like a little bit of separation even though there's no reward for separation.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what it would be like if you decided to add a, I don't know, like a nearest, if you're too close to a fish penalty too.
Yeah, I mean, then I would actually have to do some engineering to make it fast because then it gets like n squared with a ton of fish.
That's an n-body problem. Yep.
That's something
Well,
else,
can't
isn't
you
it?
make it fairly fixed and just check like 5 around you or something like that?
You have to make it so that you can only have a fixed number occupying each cell or something, but then yeah.
Yeah. Do that. Yeah, because that's what I do on I do fixed occupied arrays for GPU drive stuff.
Yeah, this is a lot denser though with the number of agents.
Sure. I mean, you have like 1,000 agents.
Yeah, and this is one of those things where like it just looks cooler the more agents you have. So like if I were to have like a zoomed out version of this in 3D, it might want to be like 8,000 agents.
I wonder if the policy entropy controls the spread, or if it's related to spread. Like just like a little bit of variability in how the policy
Well,
is
they kind of
handled.
move like fish as well because like the control is like they can only turn in certain increments. So they actually, if you like look at them, they kind of like wobble around a little like fish do.
That makes sense.
Came out very nicely.
What would be really satisfying is like if you're able to make this interactive somehow through the human side,
Yeah.
where
I'm going to do that at some point. I'll make it so like you can like click and drag all the fish to you or something.
yeah. That's exactly what I was
With
going for.
voids, yeah. Or like you can like right click and like the fish will swim away from you. I don't know. Maybe there is like a game in this, you know? Maybe we could actually ship a Steam game that's just like the world's best fish tank simulator.
Fish tanks.
You just feed the fish and they like it's like just like a school of fish, right?
I feel like there's a Steam game somewhere in a env. I think
Yeah.
there's opportunity there. It's just a matter of
Absolutely.
which env it was most interesting.
I think one thing about RL for games, which like maybe there's a solution to, but like if your goal is to train an opponent to a human player using RL, how do you keep it at the right level of difficulty? Because you don't want it to be too good, because that's not fun. You don't want the human just to get stomped every time. Like it's gotta.
I mean, to be honest, like there's so much dumb shit you could do with that. Like you could literally just like go back 5 checkpoints every time they lose
Every
and go
time they
forward.
lose.
Yeah, and just go forward 5 checkpoints every time they win.
That makes sense.
There's so much dumb stuff you could do for that.
What's funny is that's like a much simpler solution as opposed to doing some type of like
It's so much simpler.
online self play or some shit.
Yeah.
Like just train a good model and give it a bad checkpoint.
I mean, that's. I guess chess AI sort of has the same problem of like these are like heavily nerfed algorithms.
Chess is hard.
Yeah, and chess AI is so good at this point that like for it to be fun for a human, it just
beat-
has to be at like
Listen, I beat the Tesla Easy computer. The easiest, setting of 1. No one cares. All right. Well, I thought it was
And
good.
I'm freaking terrible at chess. Okay, I'm terrible at like almost all games.
I'm terrible too.
yeah, I mean I'm not good at chess, but I think even like the best player in the world, right, couldn't match the best chess AI.
Oh, definitely not.
No.
That's already
I
been
think
proven. I mean,
RL.
Castro
Actually,
had
I'm
trouble
pretty
beating
sure
him.
Magnus like regularly tied it.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it's already been done, but like his
Wesley
elo
says
is
no.
like 2,500, I think.
The 2500 is not that good.
I mean, there's still opportunity to do the first person shooter one, Joseph, with Brandon
Brennan, yeah.
or Brendan.
Well, this
sorry.
just got a 70 and 35 randomly, so we'll see how this goes. It's definitely fiddly.
Even
But hey,
Magnus Carlsen acknowledges superiority of engines.
Yeah, I think chess is just so like searchable, right? The problem just lends itself so well to search.
Yeah, it is a search
That
film,
the
isn't it?
I mean, a human can't like the smartest person can't look
That's right.
ahead that many moves. It's just not. It's not
Similarly,
possible.
the fastest human cannot play StarCraft as quickly as
Yes.
a good StarCraft playing computer, right? Yeah, certain inherent advantages are afforded by the game design. Humans should not really be good at that kind of thing. IMO.
I saw another like really cool ant sim on YouTube earlier today. And it really convinced me, like, they weren't even doing anything sophisticated. It's like, it's actually really convinced me that the swarm stuff is just easy. And, like, basically all the multi-agent stuff I was trying to do 7 years ago, it was actually totally reasonable and just didn't work because our infrastructure sucked.
That might make sense.
That actually might be a good thing to think about as well, Spencer, like specifically multi-agent problems, because those are going to be the ones where people have failed the hardest before.
That's going to be your instead of just putting the dirt down, you're going to have dump trucks that come and take it away.
I mean, that would just straight up work.
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotta think about like what subsets of industries benefit most from multi-agent type problems.
Well, the thing is, you have to get a little flexible with what an agent is, I think.
Details?
Well, like, technically, these puffers, like, if you consider each star as, like, a resource, right, then the puffers are, like, just routing resource, like, one to another. These could be, like, delivery bots. I mean, they can approximate freaking conveyor belts. Like,
Yeah. I see what you're saying. That's the Factorio of, right?
I mean, I've been playing Satisfactory. Yo, Spencer, the non-automated factory idea turned out to just be incredibly stupid. Or at least the way I did it was incredibly stupid. So, lo and behold.
Don't worry.
Not
I won't share that concept with them.
Yeah.
What was that concept?
The concept was I made like a bunch of modules where it's like the same module, and all it does is it has a bunch of containers where you put in inputs and a bunch of containers where the outputs go. And like, but the thing is, it doesn't actually like route to any other module. So the idea was just that like you have each thing build a ton of one thing, and then every so often you just manually move the outputs to the inputs of whatever the next thing is, and then like you can just reuse modules for like making whatever one thing that you want. Yeah, that idea sucked for a few reasons. One of which is a bug in the game, which causes the conveyor belt to jam when you do that. So that one's not on me. Yeah, there's a bug that caused the conveyor belts to jam. And the other thing was just that, like, you need a lot of input materials to get this whole thing started. So for a long time, you're just, like, manually moving, like, a few stacks. And you're just kind of, like, running around for a long time to get the thing started. And it's also, like, really easy to, like, the modules are big, so it's actually pretty difficult to keep track of, like, what each of your 16 modules or whatever is doing at any one time.
You say you're just making a factory that is not automated?
Yeah, that was the idea.
What? Interesting.
Well, the thing is, because otherwise you have to like get all these dumb ratios right from like one machine to the next machine, or what. And like the thing that was cool is I've had to, like I got around that because they didn't all get routed like directly together. You actually didn't have to really worry about the ratios much at all.
Interesting.
Is Satisfactory on Mac? I don't think it is.
Get a real OS, man.
I do.
It works on Linux.
I just need to put more thermal paste on my home computer at home.
Yeah.
LOL.
It's actually kind of impressive how like everything pretty much just runs on Linux now off of Steam.
Yeah, well, it's become a lot more. Back in the day, there was not much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that
Not everything.
far.
It's pretty good.
Right, it's obviously not everything, but it's.
But they're very, very intentionally. The best part about Linux is that it doesn't run League or Valorant, so I can't become completely addicted.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, yeah, that's because of kernel level anti-cheat,
which should not exist. That should not be a thing.
I mean, it shouldn't. That being said, probably the reason is more so like people who use Linux don't buy skins. So
I've
That is
given.
cap.
Yeah, that's not true. Like,
you think
yeah.
so? You
Dude,
think it's the opposite? Linux
do you
Yeah.
know?
users biggest
I played
benefit is
Valorant for
actually
like
It's
3 months,
specifically
and I probably gave him like $300
that's it. 300.
in 3 months. It's pretty damn good.
Pretty good ROI on their
y'all are wild.
investment.
I don't.
Amateur numbers. Hey,
I don't know. It was
Valorant-
like I got like
Yeah.
$1. It's like $1 an hour of out of entertainment for a game I liked. I was like, all right, I'm happy to do
yeah, I
that.
know, right? That's a bad justification, though. You can justify anything with like that.
I mean,
Actually, they
Yeah,
didn't
just
get the
like,
thing that they
That-
didn't get much out of me. They didn't get anything out of me for League, pretty much, because like the cosmetics are
Yeah.
just bad. So
Yeah, what's the point of buying,
bad.
buying skins for champs you can't play? Unlocking the champs you again can't play. Like, here's what you should be able to unlock, like good camera controls.
I
Here,
actually proposed that to them. I actually
Yeah,
proposed to them
you
like
did. We
RLing the camera control.
we should
but
just do it.
It would totally
League
work.
League
Nah,
environment.
that's just skill issue. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
It is not.
Well, it is,
It's
but
just pure skill
yeah, it
issue.
is, dude. It is, but I specifically proposed it because it's like just like IL plus RL, the camera control of like pro players, modulo keep camera with your character on screen, and then like everyone from like iron to flat is no longer super pissed about having to like fight the camera instead of their opponent, and then everyone
turns
above
out-
that does it manually anyways.
Yeah, turns out people, league players are actually saints, but they're just, pretty torn between having to micromanage the camera constantly, and then actually play the game as well. They still don't have anything left to, be nice.
Are you kidding me? The League community
You
is. Have
see-
you like played an MMO, man? The League community is a bunch of angels compared to that.
Really?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
an MMO.
I disagree.
I think MMO
I've
players are
had a
generally
roommate that plays. I've had a roommate that plays League of Legends punch through my TV that he was using to play it. I have
Jesus.
never once seen my other roommate break anything because he died playing RuneScape.
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
he broke your
the
TV?
thing, the
That's weird.
trick here is Linky, is that he probably doesn't PK in RS,
Yeah.
because that like those guys.
No, that's like he plays old school PK. That is the only
Seriously?
way he plays.
Oh man,
Yeah.
those people are like. Those people, I can't even say shit anymore on Twitch or like YouTube because it's immediate demonetized. But like, yeah, you can't even like, you can't even paraphrase the shit they say because it's. I don't even think it's demonetized. I think you just straight up get banned.
I will say he says a lot of off the cuff things. I will agree to that, but he's never once punched through a screen. Whereas I had another guy, literally, he broke his laptop screen playing League of Legends. So I let him use my TV,
And he broke that.
and
on you.
then he straight through the TV too. I was like, bro, this is
That's
why
on
we
you
can't
for-
have nice things.
This
Yeah,
league does.
totally my fault.
Yeah, for having a roommate like that. Yeah.
That's nuts.
It's pretty nuts.
All right, well, we're gonna see what the hell this sweep does. I'm not super optimistic, but maybe. It's gotten a few
See-
decent runs.
It'll get solved.
We also have the neural MMO run going, and tomorrow we're gonna get the servers in. It'll be good. It's just so many fiddly bits, man, to like get this release ready. We have good hypers for most of the environments already. Yo, Bet, can you figure out why Connect 4 seg faults at some point? You got time?
It doesn't say full for me. So
Oh,
what's the?
dang. Okay,
You want to
that's
give me a
weird.
puffer box? I'll get a puffer box and I will
Okay.
try to make it seg fault. But I tested it extensively.
Alright.
So I messaged you about that. Pretty.
Did you?
Can you reproduce? You want to repro that for me right now so I can see? Should take a second, right?
I'm going through all the simulator games on Steam to see which one would be worthy
Which
of
one which one would
replicating.
knock off? I mean, make better. Yeah.
Yeah, knock off exactly.
Well, yeah.
There you go.
Right there? That was it, huh?
Just
What?
instantly. Yeah,
What?
latest hypers.
Yeah, yes, because you said that before, then I pulled them down, then it still turned fine, so. And, okay, what are you on? Do you get branch for me? Okay, good. That's good. That's correct. Get branch, get fetch for me. It's like literally. You never know. I know you don't run crazy multiple virtual environments and such. All right, get fetched. Yeah, I'm assuming you don't have any other remotes. All right, fine. It's legit. Yeah. So I mean that change, that's strange why it's seg faulting though. Trying to think. Does eval work for you?
I was gonna say, are you running it on your AMD computer and Bet is attempting to run it on Intel? Like, could that? I know that's a stretch, but could that affect it?
Maybe. Like fault.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, can you fix that while we're?
No,
Whoa.
that's just a thing.
The config bug.
What config bug?
That.
That's not a config bug. That's a seg fault.
Wait. So you're saying that error you got about the config was not a config bug?
What? This?
No. Yeah. Scroll. You're not streaming, so I have to wait for the stream to catch up. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no config for name connect 4 because there's no connect 4. It's puffer connect 4.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. No. That's that. Try when you did Puffer Connect 4, it worked. Yeah. Eval Puffer Connect 4.
Hey, that guy.
Oh, that guy's here too. Yeah.
Being sad because he's bottlenecked by CPUs, even
Absolutely.
though we have multi GPU boxes coming.
2 over pi. Yeah. Okay. I mean, can anyone else want to pull down Connect 4? See if you can repo the fault, seg fault, or
If anybody does. I mean, I can technically, like.
My box is running a sweep and my desktop's running a sweep.
Here, I'll just real quick.
yeah, you could probably still run it.
I mean, I could pull real quick, but maybe it works out because I'm on AMD as well.
There you go.
See,
There's Power Wash Simulator.
What branch do I need to be on?
What?
Yeah.
3.0. What branch do I do? Well, 0.5 branch.
my boys kind of like C in the sense that Scython, but not kind of like C in the sense that it's like really friggin' slow.
What's slow?
The Pi Boy is because not because the code is slow, but because it's an emulator on the game.
Yeah, because it's emulated. Yeah.
Need a native. How hard is it to write? Like, if you were to just like try to write something that can run ROMs in a way that like doesn't exactly emulate the hardware but still works, is that a thing you can do?
There's a C++ run Pokemon Blue Red only emulator. That's like 150 lines.
So actually, I was thinking of what if you just took that and then ported that like 100-line one to CUDA. Can you do that?
Oh,
Hey, that guy, would that actually work if you just took like the 100-line emulator and like pasted it into CUDA?
I know it's emulating,
and then just like num threads equals num ems, basically. Like, shouldn't that just work? No clue. You spent a lot of time optimizing the thing. Maybe that's like the way to go. Is you just frickin' opcodes. Well, the point is that you're not really emulating a CPU. You're emulating a ridiculously slow CPU, right? But then, like, you have a bunch of threads. Because you're running the same emulator, so, like, you'd run, like, 4K copies of Pokemon.
Is there anything in the security field we could use RL for?
Yeah, there were actually
Wait,
people that were like trying to use RL to like simulate or like pen nest networks or some bullshit. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to grok that concept. I'm not really certain how that would.
I have no
Am
idea.
am I robotic right now?
you've been fine, Leaky.
I don't know, like 10% robotic.
They're using they're trying to use AI to do like pen testing currently. There's actually a CVE that was found when they were experimenting it. I can't remember the library though.
Pull down. Yeah, but
Like, what
that's
do you
not
do?
that much data, that guy.
You plant a few vulnerabilities, and then give it a reward when it finds them.
I don't exactly know the ins and outs of it because I realistically didn't read too much into it. All I know is someone purposefully put a bug into some well-known library. It was trying to sanity check the LLM or whatever model thing they were training to try and test, hey, can it find a vulnerability? And they missed the one that they purposefully put in there, but found an actual issue in there.
Okay, so it's this bottom function. So for some reason this bit mask is messing up.
Bitmask used oh.
Is this in the Connect 4
Yeah.
thing? Oh, this is the adjusted Connect 4, since I haven't touched this in like a million years.
You're not even bandwidth bound anyways, that guy, right? You're like sim bound, aren't you? I thought you were core bound. You shouldn't get bandwidth bound until you've got like gigabytes a second. That's just because it's not super well optimized. Should get to tens of gigs.
Smooth brain question: how do I do the build in place crap?
Build in
Just
place dash build up set up to
Uh,
apply build x dash in place dash force. Yeah, so this bit mask here is like, this is supposed to be a constant. Weird that it doesn't wild go to in here. Is that your room? I mean, this is pretty much the whole building minus my room. I've got a fresh shoulder injury and a longer knee injury. Otherwise, I'd be getting up to do sets every so often.
Joseph, last thing I heard, you were like, "Oh, my knee hurts. Can't do this, can't do that, but I can do these overhead presses."
Yeah, so it was kind of awkward. Like, I went to go do my set, and then there were randomly some like workers just like literally with their faces pressed up to my window, like, "Oh, look at the gym" or whatever. But it was like kind of fucking weird, and I don't know, it like threw me off or something, because like I picked up like some like 60s or whatever, which should be pretty light. And I don't know, I got off balance somehow, and I like twerked my shoulder. I had to drop it from like seated overhead. Weird.
Yeah.
And like the weirdest thing about it is like right before that, so I had 60s. I had 110 on a barbell. And it felt like literally like nothing. Like I could have thrown that a few feet into the air.
60s as in free weights, right?
60
And you
some dumbbells, yeah.
upright shoulder press.
But the thing is, I'd done 60s the week before, and it's like a little unstable but easy.
It's just shoulders are just people hurt their shoulders because they're like kind of vulnerable muscles, I'd say.
I mean, they're just undertrained a lot of the time. It's not welcome to getting older. It's called welcome to being lazy and not actually working out.
You advanced your weight too quickly, probably. Yeah, he's right too. You just wait, Joseph. You'll see.
That's some bullshit. We'll just pivot from solving RL to solving AJ next.
Wait, what the hell? Did this just find God parameters?
Yes, you've solved the mystery of the
I can report back. Connect 4 is running.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got 2 point. I don't use container.
No, not you, Joseph.
The bottom returns this thing. I mean, this returns a thing, but it's still seg faults on this. You know what?
Is that right? That print? Oh, okay.
Oh, I bet this round was just lucky.
You know what? I think I found it.
Yeah.
I bet I found it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no. See bottom? Come on, Joseph.
Joseph, in my randomization of Perlin noise, do I have to take into account the fact that there's a chance that they could make 2 Perlin noises that are fairly similar to each other, and I should filter those out?
Oh, god damn it. That was the fucking problem.
The sameness randomizer check. Nice. Looks good.
The problem was a fucking name collision with something in the Python library. Something in the Python C library.
Yeah, it's always sus when you set a breakpoint.
You know, I noticed it. I was like, wait a second. Wait a second. This says bottom, not in my code.
It's definitely sus. Give Linky a pat on the back.
Thank you, Linky.
He
What'd I do?
originated- I got him. I got him to do it though. He originated. You originated the C_ fixing of shit.
That was the thing, that guy,
yeah,
that it was
I've heard
bottom
it.
is yes, it's like there's a bottom in Python SO or what. I don't know why the hell namespace is like that's so dumb.
Also don't know
Why is
like,
everything global namespace?
it's weird. Yeah, that would actually be consistent too with what we saw with the C_.
Like
where,
honestly, when people say like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, it's like C but better" or whatever, and they make like Rust or Zig, I want them to like not actually fix all the shit that nobody asked them to touch, and just like fix the jank stuff like this.
yeah, I think these are kind of niche. Like most people probably do not run into it, but
But like this is the thing, like that's all that's wrong with C, are like the niche annoying things.
yeah, it's a pretty complete language.
So it's like I wish that instead of like,
Uh,
oh, it's like Zig is like, oh, it's C except C with like this and that and this other thing that nobody fucking asked for. It's like Rust is like C but with memory management that nobody fucking asked for, unless they don't understand like the free easy. Like,
I've heard this same exact argument until people are red in the face with the Java versus Kotlin. I mean, it's
well,
small
those just both
nuances that
suck.
piss some people off.
Yeah, those just both
Yeah,
suck. Mangle the single table to add puffer underscore to all your but then I have to call them with puffer underscore, don't I?
I mean,
Yeah, you call them with
Oh, I
puffer
see.
underscore, but then you strip them when you actually call them in your environment.py for the
Oh god,
environment. So it's like
that's
Yeah,
kind of
just
Joseph, did
we-
your
cancer.
box internet crash at all?
Did box internet crash? When? Just now?
I don't know, within the last few minutes.
let's see here. I'll tell you right now.
It shouldn't have, because it's
I was gonna
literally in
say,
the
I
same
wish you
room with
asked.
me, and like it's literally in the same room with me. It's possible that Neptune has been janked though.
It's working.
Yeah,
Box internet's
said my
working.
connection to my Neptune server was lost, and then the sweep
Yeah.
died.
Neptune's
Yeah,
getting DDoSed.
I think Neptune's getting to be kind of jank lately, to be honest.
They're having their AOL moment. Too many CDs, too many users.
I will restart sweep, and we'll see
Rip.
how this goes.
What's this?
Rip, that was a GPU drive sweep, and that sweep takes like.
I
forever.
tried to deliver A+ hacks. A++ that guy.
Do I need to check the status of the boxes real quick?
They're
No,
fine.
it's a
No,
stupid
they're
Neptune.
fine, and
issue.
my things have been fine as well. It looks like. Can be.
I just have a
Yeah,
quick
probably, that's it.
script that
Puffer and biases. Dude, like the thing is, it's the dumbest company to start because you're basically just selling your shitty overpriced Electron app to ML researchers for ludicrous prices and like hoping that somehow makes sense.
We could probably
But
do
the
it-
thing
do
is,
it
like,
pretty
if I
well.
wanted to do it for the hell of it, yes, like I could very easily, like, I could just make some dumb Raylib UI, and it would actually be good because like it wouldn't lag for 10 seconds or whatever. Whenever, like, look at this shit. Or here, like, if I go to like 200 graphs, man, 200 points is like, that's a lot of points. Let's wait for the data. Let's wait for the data. Wait for the data. Wait for the data. There's the app.
Yeah.
now I'm not saying we should switch to TensorBoard by any means. I've tried it, not my shindig, but we should be looking for local tools instead of relying on like an app or website or anything, because now you're just introducing like more latency, not only sending and receiving data, but also
It's
like
the UI,
load
dude.
times.
It's the shit UI. Like, it's not almost no data. It's just the shit UI. It's like 200. It's literally, it's 200 lines on a graph. Like, you could just, like, if you just did that in ArrayLib, like literally plotting the lines 1 pixel at a time, it would be faster than this.
Oh, I know. I at one point was doing bar graphs for the puffer box status, so you could see like the time scale over 7 days. Way quicker to plot it. And I mean, I'm iterating over every 5 minutes. It takes a data point for 7 days, so that's like, I mean, 10, 11, 12 times 7 for every box,
but
and it's just way faster.
Yeah, the crazy thing about that is just like, if you think about how stupid you're allowed to be, it's like hacking stuff in C. Like, you can be really stupid about how you do stuff, right? The fact that all of modern software is like a tenth of that speed means they've really fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I see here.
I
Nikki, did you
think
see?
it's people fighting legacy code. I mean,
But it's
turnover in
not
an
like these are
industry,
newish
something
companies. It's not legacy code. It's like actually the legacy code is fine. It's the new code by shit devs.
I should. So legacy sound, it's maybe misinterpreted here. I mean, you hire an intern, you tell your interns, hey, write this, we need it, fix it. That intern now leaves. Another intern comes in and they go, hey, we found a bug, fix it. So that's what I mean by legacy. You just have so many people that weren't the originators and started all this, and they just throw bodies at it, assuming it'll work. And then because nobody has a total view of like the entire project, then they're just like, we'll just band-aid everything together.
The features that get dollars are not the simple features. I'm pretty sure that like having a UI that doesn't lag for 3 seconds whenever you click a button, pretty damn high up on the list of features people want. I actually like.
Yeah, but is
I
that
want like next to
latency
no
from the
features.
code?
That's from that guy's comment.
Yeah, Link, you're not reading the chat. That guy suggests using an ML flow server. It's jank, but it works.
Like,
Ask
I
GPT.
basically don't want any features
Good.
as a thing. I want a basic ass thing that actually works. It's
Well,
not a
maybe we
high
should try
I
bar.
just want data plotted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can do that. I mean, you can do whatever you want with it, your data, right? Why not Grafana?
Yeah. I mean, Grafana, Prometheus together is like a solid pipeline in my experience.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I don't know what your average researcher uses one, be your Neptune 4, but I'm guessing it's different than what we're doing. It's probably some weird, like, somehow weirdly integrated use or other thing that
Doesn't
we.
include LLMs, therefore doesn't matter. Ah, yes, I forgot. LLMs, like, yes, it's LLMs are different because actually you want your plots for your LLM data to lag for as long as possible. My
Truth.
bad. I totally forgot. Since LLMs are so slow, you want your UI to be super slow. Of course.
It's also worth questioning, is the latency like the actual data being plotted, or is it your connection to what's plotting it?
It's not my connection to what's plotting it.
You could pretty easily test that though, right?
Yeah, you could test it.
You could just self-host your own server or whatever too, but
I do.
yeah, no, I mean like your own wannabe Neptune, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it ends up being a you know, probably a pretty significant time sink.
Nah, plotting data is really not too terrible. I mean, again, I did it. Granted, it was Python, but I did it for the boxes.
Like I have manual data plotting, UI generating for Pokemon as well.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far, but that's because I mean, the visualizer map it kind of tells you where shit's at.
Oh yeah, it's a a very
Right.
useful lightweight integration.
I gotta go to bed, guys. It is getting late.
It's time. Rest up those body parts.
What
Joseph.
RSs actually care about or work with?
Did I hear RS?
Research scientist. Dude, I like research scientists
RuneScape.
wouldn't know good software if it hit him in the face, dude. Like I've okay.
Research scientist,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah.
yeah. Like it's like they asked for like it's like faster horses like to X a billion. It's like, oh yeah, Jax is so good because now we can continue to write Python, but like have it run on. It's when we just needed to be able to write loops in any language that wasn't Python. It's just dumb as fuck. Anyways, I am going to bed before I yell at more clouds. I'm apparently an old man yells at clouds arc. I don't
Solid.
know.
Get off
Whatever.
my cloud.
Yeah,
That's
get yeah, you know, get off. Get that's what it's going to be. Not get off my lot, and it's get off my cloud. Yeah. All
Sounds
right.
good to me.
No, so like I don't know. Lately, I've just been thinking it's like that. Just all software written in the last 20 years just needs to be scrapped and redone.
Yeah, a lot of it's written
Anyways,
not with utility in mind. So
anyways,
Alright.
I'm yeah, I'm going to sleep. We're gonna hope that this run does something. It's not necessarily blocking because like it still sweeps. This one has really hard to perfectly fine tune hypers. We'll keep iterating. I'll keep looking for this. I have the exact diffs for this. We got DDP working, roughly linear speed up on 8xH100s today. We have 12 4090s arriving tomorrow. So get those set up. Probably start on some stuff for that. We'll do maybe some other fixes, and yeah, a few more experiments to go for. Thanks, folks.
Cool.